Hey,
Scott,
Greg.
how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just doing a little bit of light reading, just reading the Greek New Testament. That's right. Getting ready for game day. What's up?
That.
The problem is the only words I can read are actually on the cover. So
Yeah.
a little sad. How can I help you?
Well, I had a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
Regarding the conference, Dayton, Ohio, March 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
How would you distinguish between the Dare to Share conference versus a concert or some similar venue? Why should the youth leaders come to that?
Kind of a concert type event. You know,
Yes.
Dare to Share is different. I mean, there's concerts, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know. But there's conferences that train and equip. Dare to Share is a conference that trains and equips. So we have music. I mean, Brenton Brown's going to be leading our worship, but we really try to make sure our experience is more of a kind of a worship experience rather than a concert experience. Because we want students to really understand the presence of God, and then we want to dive into the Word and train them and equip them to share their faith. So it's just a apples to oranges, different kind of event, but it's designed for your everyday student to have an encounter with God. Worship leads into that powerful experience, and then train them and equip them to live their faith and share their faith, and that's what we do at Dare to Share. So it's just different. You know?
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. Appreciate that. Second question is,
You wonder what's in the box, don't you?
absolutely.
You really?
Absolutely.
Wonder what's in the box?
Yeah, let's
See
listen
what
to
we
the box.
got.
What's in the box?
Okay, let's see. How we got in the box? Let's see. I gotta pop these open. Now, don't be afraid. I got the Book of Mormon in the box.
Woo!
We're not Mormon, but I just discovered that I had this in the box. And to counter that, a VeggieTales sing along, because these things pretty much neutralize each other, and then bling, just because you never know when you're going to need that. So, carry on. What was your next question?
Okay, the other question I had was,
You have no comment about that whatsoever.
I tell you what.
Just ask me the question.
I tell you what. So, the youth leaders who have been in the past.
This is an award that can also be used as a weapon, which I just love. Look at that. All right.
That's right.
Carry on.
Like Kung Fu weapon.
Yeah, Kung Fu. That's right.
That's right. The other question I had, some youth leaders have said, and I've been in Dare to Share a couple times, and it's great, but I don't know if it just fits for this year.
Yeah.
Why should they come back?
Well, I tell you, one of the things that a lot of youth leaders don't know is that we change the content every year so that you can get a new experience, new content, new training. And literally, there's a different set of skills when it comes to evangelism that they're going to learn every year until the kids graduate from high school. And so it's a different training experience. If you start a kid in 8th grade and go through to their senior year, those students are going to get a different conference experience and different training tools every single year. There's some of the elements that we keep the same. For instance, we train them all how to share the gospel.
Right.
But, some years we train them how to defend their faith. That happens to be this year. How do you give your testimonies some of the years? Different styles of evangelism. So everything kind of changes so that kids can have a new experience every single year.
Fantastic.
So if you miss a year, you miss a lot.
Fantastic. Well, that kind of leads to my last question then. For myself,
Yeah.
first time,
Yeah.
how would you encourage youth leaders to bring their students who have not been before?
I would encourage youth leaders, bring all your students. Too many times they bring, the first year youth leaders say, well, I'll just bring my core kids. Listen, bring your apathetic, your pathetic, your saved, your unsaved, your leadership, your non-leadership, because Friday night we'll challenge them, and then Saturday we'll train them. And so many times first year youth leaders come up to me and say, I wish I would have listened to you. I wish I'd have brought all my students. So bring them all.
Fantastic.
When's the conference again?
March 2nd and 3rd, Dayton, Ohio,
Yeah.
Hara Arena.
Hara Arena,
Hara,
March 2nd and 3rd.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to try to make it.
I would hope so.
All right. See ya.
Super.
Here, have your magic box.
Amen. Amen. That's great. Thank
Carry
you very
on.
much.
See ya.
Amen. All right.
Bye.
Thank you.